Yo, what's up my people, Fourth Prince here, bringing you gameplay and commentary on Halo 4. The map was Settler. I took DMR as well. You only had a certain amount of loadouts you could take. They were already pre-chose for you, so I chose to take DMR. I'm pretty glad I did as well. I think this game proves that I'm starting to do better with my aim. There is a lot of room for improvement though, I do understand that, but this was one of them games where I said my aim's a lot better. I think it was 28 and 18, so it's full of action. If it's my death or someone else's, there's enough action in the game hopefully to keep you guys amused. Yeah, so it was a really good game. I kind of find myself still, there was one place where I pushed the enemy spawn and it was just me pushing. It was just a dumb move and I did get annihilated. It was completely outnumbered, and just a lot of things in this. I still need to work on my strafe. I need to work on my positioning as well, even though in this game I did find myself trying to get behind cover a lot more instead of just dilly-dallying around the map. And yeah, so that's getting better. This map as well, it's a map I really do like. It reminds me a lot of a map from Gears of War 3 called Overpass, because once you get on this map, once you get cliffside, and if you're a pretty good team, you've got a full view of the rest of the map basically, or nearly all of the map, and there's little the other team can do if you're a pretty good team to get up there and take cliffs off you. Obviously on the other hand, a lot of people say that that map is OP because once someone gets cliffs, we can't get up there and it makes people not want to play and you just get annihilated and it's hard to move on the map. But I kind of feel if you're on a map like this, same with Overpass in Gears of War 3, which this is similar to, they're not similar looking, but once someone had the top power position, it was really hard to get them down, even harder than this map because there's only one way up there on the Overpass, whereas this you have got both ends, you can come up and hopefully push that. But then if someone does get a position like that on a map, I kind of feel that you shouldn't be letting people get that position. It should be your core and most important thing, especially on a map like this, is to get up there and make sure someone doesn't get that position, because it will make the rest of the game very difficult for you. Now Overpass on Gears of War 3 was actually taken out of the rotation because people hated it so much, but it's maps like that I enjoy, and maps like this, because if there is a good team and they've got the cliffs on this or the top at Overpass on Gears of War 3, I kind of feel that it's always a good thing for me to go, okay, how can I take that position back? I need to be able to know how to take that position back, and I enjoy trying, even though it will end up in my death half the time. I like to try and take that position back and get back up there, even just because it's a learning curve. You know, you can't always get into games and just be completely dominant, and that's something I don't think I'm ever going to do or really want to do. I like to get in that position where I'm like stuck and I have to think about a way to get up and take a position back. So this map's definitely like that. I'm also surprised a lot of the time that this map gets picked so much and isn't a bit more hated by the Gears Halo community. I know I mention Gears a lot, but obviously that's my history in gaming really. But obviously in Halo a lot of people don't really mind it, but in Gears, Overpass was just taken out of rotation. Everyone hated it so much. I don't know if that's because people weren't willing to try and go, right, you know, everyone is saying, oh, it's too OP, get rid of the map, whereas people weren't really trying to get up there and take the map, take that position back, which is more than possible. It was difficult and maybe not so much fun all the time because you're not getting all them kills and you're dying a lot to get up there, but that's the way of the world, and kind of that's some of the stuff I enjoy in gaming, the fact that you have to take these positions, especially when they're so difficult to take. But anyway, we'll stop rambling about that. My commentary today is about competitive leagues. This is part 2 of my my views on competitive gaming and stuff like that. And what I want to chat today about is leagues in general. Obviously we've got a lack of leagues at the moment. MLG is the #1, is the big dog, and everyone in gaming wants their game to go MLG. Like everyone, if your game goes MLG, it's like, you know, everyone in the community of whatever game you're playing is hugs and kisses and just like, yeah, we're MLG. And obviously it's not always that easy at the moment. MLG have really took on a lot of different games away from the console market, I say. I think the only big console game they've got, don't quote me on a lot of stuff I say in this, but I think it's Call of Duty Ghosts at the moment. Everything else seems to be more geared towards the computer market, which is your StarCrafts, your League of Legends and Dota, things like that. But I kind of hope that there can be other leagues come along. Obviously the MLG isn't the only league, there is other leagues as well, but I know we've had a few problems. I know AGL we had problems with in Halo because a lot of the players who have won events were having problems getting their money. Now I don't know if they got their money, got paid for their events, I didn't get paid. I don't know what actually happened or transpired with these things at the end of the day, but I do know that there was problems, and they're problems that you don't really want to hear about. What you don't want to hear of players that have put in a lot of effort and a lot of work to do events, get to events, pay money for events, have to find sponsors, blah blah blah, putting in their own money and then winning things and then having problems getting paid. That is just absolutely terrible and awful, without me swearing. One of the worst things that can happen, and obviously it's really awful to the competitive players and the whole of the community, because anyone who is coming in may think, well, I don't want to go to this gaming league or that gaming league because of problems I've heard about other gaming leagues, and it just gives all of the gaming leagues a bit of a bad name. I did hear of another thing not too long ago where another gaming league, I can't remember who they are so I can't say, but where players hadn't been paid from their events either, which is a terrible thing. So I hope that's something that is just forgotten about and never happens in the future. Obviously not forgotten about, but never happens in the future in any of the gaming leagues. And obviously things like that, I don't know what AGL or any other people, don't quote me on all this stuff as well, it's just for the top of the dome, just in case I say something wrong, and it wouldn't be the first or last time I've done anything like that. But I do hope that these things kind of sort themselves out and just never happen again. They can't, and can never happen in the future. But what about new gaming leagues coming? We need some new gaming leagues, because obviously the other gaming leagues now have probably got a really bad name and reputation, and I don't think players will want to have anything to do with them in any way, shape or form if they have got a bad reputation. So what about new gaming leagues? Because obviously if your game don't go at MLG, what does your game do? I mean, in Gears of War we had a thing where we've had tournaments, but the only way we had them tournaments was by someone, not a league, not a big company, not anything else, but a person who said, I really want to do this, and I want to do a tournament for the game, for Gears, and that was Captain Barbosa, and he obviously put a lot of effort into making sure Hypefestation, that was called as well, and obviously put a lot of effort in himself, and obviously took a lot of risk himself. When a human's doing it and one person saying, I love this community, I love this game so much, I'm going to put the effort in to make sure that we can have a tournament, that's someone else actually putting a lot of risk involved, probably their own money at the start, and then having to chase the sponsors, having to sort out everything, having to sort out consoles for the events, venues, everything else. And I kind of feel, the people like Captain Barbosa, and I don't know if other people do it in Halo or other things, but people like that are just absolutely amazing and legends to try and put that risk in, and sometimes probably not with much reward. I don't know if you break even or if you take a loss or you get a profit, but even if you do get a profit, for the amount of work that you're putting in for that sort of thing, sounds like the profit probably isn't that much worth it. And I do hope that people who do these things can get a good profit out of it, especially if you're putting that much work in to a certain thing. Obviously Captain Barbosa is a bit of a legend. I will put a link in the description, because they are doing a Hypefestation Winter Brawl. I know a lot of you Halo heads probably won't want to hear about a Gears of War event, but I will leave a link in the description to Brutality's channel. She also does Halo over there as well, so definitely go and check out her channel and check out the video, because I do feel that Gears of War, competitively to watch, is one of the most amazing games out there, and is definitely up there, if not in my opinion a little bit above Halo, to watch as a competitive event. So definitely go check out Brit's channel in the description. And but can we get people who can come into the game and then say, right, I'm going to do a tournament or whatever? Or what does your game do once MLG doesn't pick it up or another gaming league don't pick it up? Is your game doomed, even though you may still have however many thousands of people playing that game who are good at the game? And obviously the real competitive gamers, the big names out there who can go to, I call it multi-gaming, because they'd be from Halo, they go to Call of Duty, because that's how you have to be in the competitive world. There's no incentive for them to play the game that hasn't got any league backing or anything else, and might have one tournament here and there. There's no incentive for them to go hard and grind at that game to get better, or to be at the skill set where they need to be, where they can win the tournament. So what do we do? So how can we have more gaming leagues come in? Obviously there's Virgin Gaming as well, which is, I don't know what's happening with Virgin Gaming. I should have done a bit more homework on this commentary before I put it up, but I don't know what's happening with it. I don't know if it's still there, excuse me. I don't know if it's still there, if it's still going. I haven't got a clue what's going on with that. I hope it is still going, because I kind of like the idea that there's just more things, and plus it's Virgin. I'm pretty sure it's Virgin, which is your Richard Branson type thing, where it's planes, trains, their own internet service providings, TV service providings, things like that. So they're a huge company, and they can take on new things and do good things. But obviously, on the other hand as well, you used to have a thing called Virgin Cola, which I don't think did too well, so that's why you probably can't get Virgin Cola anymore. So it's having these companies that are going to put the effort in for a long time, because I think if you're having a gaming league, it's got to be a grind, especially when you've got problems from other gaming companies that have not paid people, had problems paying people. It kind of rubs off on everyone at the end of the day. So I do think if you even are a big company that comes in to do organised gaming competitive tournaments and things like that, you need to be really bold, because I don't think you're going to make your money back quickly. I feel that you need to put money in for maybe the first year, 2 years. It's a long, hard grind on that to get back. But I do feel at the moment, especially where we're at the moment, the infancy of competitive gaming and the way it is going to go in the next 5 or 10 years, there's no doubts about that. It's going to be huge, and I'm hoping that there's a lot more bigger companies who can come out and say, this thing is going to be huge, we're going to put in for 5 years, put in a grind and put in as much work as we can, and then hopefully in the next 4 or 5 years the rewards that we see back is just going to be amazing. And I really do feel that, and I really do believe that, and I just hope there's a lot more gaming leagues pop up. I mean, there's loads of things, obviously the ideas with sponsorship and stuff like that. It's not often on gaming leagues. I mean, usually if you see a gaming tournament, usually it's your Astros, your Scuff controllers, your Squid Grips and things like that that are sponsoring. But we need to see more things like your Coca-Cola drinks and your Panasonic or whatever it is, or whatever it can be that are getting sponsored. The big sponsorship, whether it be beer or, you know, whatever, all these things that have adverts and run ads can also work on the competitive gaming market, and hopefully a lot of ad people and ad men work that out at some point very soon, and hopefully some big companies come in and try and take some games and say, well, we put you under our wing, your game's not going to be dead, I can see you've got so many thousand people playing it and there is an interest to watch it competitively, and we're going to put the effort in to make sure that that happens in a big tournament with a big prize money and loads of lovely stuff happening. But I hope you like the commentary. Leave some what your thoughts on it in the description. Obviously don't quote me on some of the things I said in case I'm completely wrong, but much love and peace.